Hi everybody, I'm Judy Stafford and I'm the owner of Stafford Music Studio. As of now, I teach locally in person in preschools as their music teacher and doing some after school programs for little kids and also within the schools. I am also a performer. I am a longtime member of Tanglewood Festival Chorus, and it is the official chorus for Boston Symphony Orchestra and Boston Pops Orchestra. We usually perform during the year at Symphony Hall and in the summer at Tanglewood, and we sometimes go to Carnegie Hall as well. As for my studio, it is a premium online studio that offers music lessons online, and we offer a piano, pre-piano, voice, um, and ukulele because my other co-teacher does ukulele as well. My studio's feel and philosophy leans towards the classical genre, and it has a mixture of the Montessori and Suzuki philosophy that goes with it. The Suzuki philosophy just means that every child can, because Dr. Suzuki believed that every child can learn. Um, and our studio caters to all ages, but I think we do specialize in the younger learners, like around 5 and up.
Well, I think we're all excited here to hear from Judy and Denise, local business owners here that are very new to the community, I believe. Is that right? Denise, very new. Judy,
Yeah, pretty new.
fairly?
Yeah,
Yeah? Okay,
yeah.
good. Well, we're excited to have people get to know you a little bit better. And we're going to definitely go in and find out a little bit more about you, your business, how you came to be, what your goals are going forward, and a lot of really great things that the community wants to know about you guys.
I've always been performing since I was little. I was one of the type of kid who would represent the school and then the country to go on singing competitions when I was little. So music has always been, around me, and I've always done it. So of course, pursuing a music degree would naturally be the path that I would eventually go. So while doing these performances on the side, I've also taught some students on the side. And when I was here in when I came here in Massachusetts, I had one family who said, "You know what? Can you build a website? Because it would be awesome if you did it that way." And eventually, I was like, okay, I'll build a website, and that's where it started. That I took the lessons that I've been doing into a little bit more formal business type way, and it just organically, became what it is today.
Very cool. Very cool. That's very interesting.
Hey,
So,
Judy, I've got a question, Charles, if you may.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm just curious that in the world of that we're in today, are you able to do virtual lessons as well as face-to-face lessons? How does that work in today's world?
I actually have all my private students online, and it's all online. So we just had a studio end of the year studio recital last June 23rd, and I have students that are actually residing in Costa Rica and
Wow.
Atlanta, Missouri, and we had guests coming in from Switzerland, from Panama. So I think doing an online lesson really opened up a whole new world of, of not being limited to just your local teachers, but you could actually reach out to, expert teachers of wherever. So I think having this online way of being able to teach is really awesome for the students. Yeah.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
I can tell you that from I felt like I get thrown out a lot of things, but I actually started in Filipino. Every Filipino parent wants their kid to play some musical
Yeah.
instrument, and I did
Mhm.
actually try with a local piano teacher who was face to face, but the personalities weren't there. And
Oh,
I look at you, Judy, and I'm sitting there and go, I wish I had you as a piano teacher. That would have changed my whole world of playing
oh,
an instrument. So just let you know, my first vibe from you was, wow, I wish I had her as a piano teacher when I was younger age. I'm
thank
only comment.
we for the studio we want it to feel that every student would love, to learn. We are My main focus is to culture and nurture that joy of learning. You know how when we were little and we're always so curious about this and so curious about that, and not really worried about, oh, am I getting a grade for this, and focusing on the results. So my studio is more about learning, and finding the joy in that. And as you go through your learning process, you build confidence with yourself, and it's not about the result itself. Of course, the result, we do still strive for excellence, but what is the most important thing is that every student in my studio needs to love learning. So the learning process has to be creative, engaging, and fun, because kids do learn better when they're having fun. They get a better, deeper connection in their brains when they're learning through games and fun and creative, ways.
Awesome. Thank you, Judy. And Art, that was a great question. I also want her. I also wish I had her as my music teacher growing up. The same. Hey,
Are you old?
I have a guitar in my bedroom I've had for over 15 years, and I've only touched it a little bit. I only know like two chords, so uh, maybe I can call you Judy, and anyone else that wants to call you as well. There's lots of people, I'm sure. So, guys, it sounds like we've already touched base a little bit about how you guys started your business and the ideas and what you've done to create it, and a little bit about your background. I know we touched base a little bit about that, but I think all of us here have been, if we've been in business for a while or just starting out, there's always different levels of challenges that we do have, in regards to growing in the business, right? Growing the business, growing in the business, trying to scale your business, trying to buy back your time, right? Because you don't want to be a slave to your business, right? We want to be able to grow and to expand our business to do the things that we truly love to do, which is, I'm assuming, connecting with people, right? Connecting with people, making an amazing business, having people know that this business here is available. So, could you talk about, let's start with you, Denise, since Judy just went. Let's talk about your initial challenges. What were some of the challenges you faced when you started your business, and how did you overcome them?
Um, when I started my business, it kind of grown organically because I was like performing and teaching on the side. So as of now, I would say that it's still a challenge that I'm trying to, break past. Um, so you know how music lessons are usually in-person lessons, right? And nobody has actually heard of doing it online, especially piano, because they believe that, hey, you have to be side by side, you have to hold, or you have to touch. um, so that is one of the harder things for people to accept or be open to even trying it out. And i I to overcome that, I think I have some of the students that are in my studio that have started like totally online, and I've done many ways of trying to improve the way I teach so that it would work online as well as in person, or even better actually. I prefer it to be online because then I could pull up games and they could, do a touch screen and they could write it. It's actually more engaging for the kids. And funny thing about online is like I could actually see more of the student and they could see more of me when we're doing online. So there's this eye connection that we see each other's faces versus if we're side by side, we don't really look at each other when we're having the lesson, but when it's online, you actually see each other like that. So as of now, I am using the the social media to talk more about my studio, talk about the philosophy, and um, always learning and improving myself, so that we could have the great quality lessons that people are used to as an in-person, that you get in an in-person lesson online.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying when
Yeah.
you're talking about in person compared to online and the challenges that people may have. But it seems like you have some amazing solutions for people to learn online and to show them that you don't actually need to be next to each other to have great lessons. So thank you for sharing that.
Can I add something?
Yeah, please go right ahead.
So I think another challenge is that, when COVID happened, a lot of teachers were forced to be online. And during that time, people had a taste of what it was to be online. But then the teachers at that time were teaching it in a way that they would teach it in person. So it wouldn't work. And I think that gave everybody, a bad taste in their mouth that, online, I've done that. It's not going to work, because I've had that for like 2 or 3 months and then we had to quit, and I just want to say that it wouldn't work if the teacher would be teaching it in the style and the way that they used to do as an in-person class, because doing it online is really different. It's almost like you'd have to I have to learn, how to maneuver and change my camera angles and change my screens right away so that I could show them exactly what I mean. And I would have to use more descriptive words for them to, to really grasp what I'm trying to say without touching them. And I think what happened during the COVID times was really nice because I realized that the children and the students that I've had were equipped, well enough so that I could say, hey, can you look at the second system, measure 2, beat 3? Can you try that one again? And they would understand what I was trying to say. Versus if you were in person, the teacher's probably going to go do this part again, without giving them the terms and without them understanding what, right? So I think online lessons does have its perks, that the children do and the students do understand more of what's going on in their music.
So Judy, tell us about Filipino food and the music that makes it so central, to our culture. What do you feel that it's like, and what do you think that's like?
I feel like it's always been there for like a bonding experience, right? With music and with food. I remember going to school, and when my friends hang out, we would always be like, so where are we gonna go eat? That is always the main focus of any gathering. Like, oh, I'm so bored. Okay, do you wanna go and eat somewhere? So I think that is a pretty big, part of our culture. I think it's just innate. I don't think it's like something that we want to do, that we're doing it, with intention, but it's just innate. Like, all right, let's go eat, let's hang out, let's do some music and sing together.
I think from what both of you guys have shared, in regards to music and food and being a part of the community, has that changed your outlook on life? Like, do you think that the way you look at life is different than some other people who don't have that in their communities and in their worlds, so to speak? I guess we'd ask Judy that question, and we can go back to you, Denise.
um I feel like I do definitely approach my life in a more joyous thing, and just going with the flow, and hoping that everything would work out. My husband has a hard time accepting that. It's like, you have to work hard, you have to do this and you do that. And I said, well, if I have this desire to do something, I feel like if I did my best, it will just happen. He's like, that's not true. And then it's always happened for me. And I think that part is the belief in in, like I have a motto that I always say and I believe in it is do your best and God will do the rest. So if you have that kind of faith in you, that you have a goal and you're doing everything you can to get to it, God would see it and everything would just fall into place. So I think that has made a big, you know, impact on how I handle my things and how I run the business in general.
Yeah, like you said, with like not just luck, but it's also hard work ethic, consistency. So I learned a good quote that I picked up from my personal training days when I was a coach was, hard work over time plus consistency equals results. Hard work over time plus consistency equals results. You work hard, do it over a period of time, and be consistent about it, you will get the result. And you can tailor it obviously to get to the desired result that you want. So that's really, I'm really glad that you brought that up because I think that's really, really important, is having the consistency. And, you talked about being on time. You talked about like showing up and doing your best and providing an amazing service so people can continually get that quality that is associated with you and your brand, right? Because that's really, really important. Just like what I'm seeing also with Judy as well. So let's go on to the next question, guys. So let's talk about the community support. Let's talk about, how has the Filipino community in Massachusetts supported you in your business and your business journey? So Judy?
Um, Actually, I haven't had any support from the Filipino community to now. And I don't think I've actually met and hanged out with any Filipinos that is here in Quincy. I feel like I don't know where they hang out, but I can't say that either because I'm an introvert and I don't actually hang out. So it's like, okay, I don't know anybody, but then I'm also not trying to do more of it because I'm such an introvert,
You're doing it right, Judy. Listen, you're doing it right now. You're literally doing it right now.
It's out of my comfort zone, actually. Like I could
Yeah.
sing in front of thousands and perform, but to talk is just nerve-wracking for me.
I think what you're doing, I mean, we all know what you're doing right now. And by you putting yourself out there just so people can see what you do is already going to be benefiting the community as well as yourself. So kudos to you. I wanted to talk to you and maybe we could talk, to everybody here about the community and how people can get involved. And if anyone has any questions for Judy and Denise, how can they reach out to you, Judy? How can they reach out to you, Denise? And Arts, what could we, what could we help them with, and how could we help you guys grow your business?
For me, my website is staffordmusicstudio.com, and I have a contact form there, and you can reach out to me through that portal, or you can email me at judy@staffordmusicstudio.com.
Awesome. And you're gonna post that. I'm sure you're posting stuff in the group as well.
I think I'll do that. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. What advice would you give to other Filipinos or immigrants who are considering starting their own business in Massachusetts? What are like, I guess, the top 3 things that you would say right off the bat that you would give advice to other Filipinos that are interested in starting their business?
First, I think everybody who wants to start a business needs to find where their passion lies. So if you have a passion and you know what you're passionate about, you can never go wrong in pursuing that. Second, I think just do it. If you know what you want to do and what you want to achieve, just do it. So what if you make mistakes along the way? They're always blessings in disguise because you can always learn from it, sooner than later, and you could make changes to make it not happen anymore in the future. So, and always believe that do your best and God will do the rest.
Mm. Good words. Good words. Thank you, guys. Salamat. Look, Denise, Judy, Arts, Ruben, guys, really, really happy that you guys came today. Really excited that you guys showed up and, talked about your business and had people get to know you a little bit more. And I'm sure, there's going to be a lot of people reaching out. So let us know how things go, and we're excited to have you again on the show, and would love to hear more about what's upcoming for you. I just want to say thanks. Salamat. Art.
Nope, I'm with you. Thank you very much. And I leave with a different 3 words. I use confidence when I hear from these folks. I hear it's okay to be vulnerable, and I hear a lot of having faith. So whether it's religious or just in yourself, just keep on doing it, because you guys are the secret sauce. So proud that I could participate in this.
Yes, thank you guys for coming.
Thank you
See
for
you
having
soon.
me. Thank you for having us.
Yep. Thank you as well.
Thank you.
Filipino, 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 Filipino. Hoy pare, pakinggan